Hi everyone, I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 18th of August 2023. Now, I want to speak on something that is very grave, serious, and it's a message that I see constantly, or a rhetoric that I see constantly floating around on social media about persons who are HIV positive, and they are saying that they have been on their medication, and when they go back to the doctor and they do a test, it is saying that it's untraceable. So if they have unprotected sex with someone, they won't get infected or they won't contract HIV. There's a construction that's taking place. As I said before, please excuse the noise. I hope you guys can hear me. So they're saying that if they have unprotected sex with someone, they won't contract HIV. And I've been seeing it in the Jamaican space. I've been seeing it on various social media pages, on Instagram, also on TikTok. I've been seeing it, and it's mainly in the Jamaican scene. Now, it's good that if you do the test again, it's untraceable. It means that you're on your medication, you're taking your supplements, and it's working for you. Kudos, congrats. You know, it's very good to stay healthy, and you need to be around for the future generation of yourself, and stuff like that. Now, let me put it out there. Once you are tested for HIV and it comes back that you're positive, the doctor usually send you to do, or whoever it is that run the test, usually run another test or recommend that you do another test. And if it is confirmed that you are in fact HIV positive, the next advice that you'll get is to not have unprotected sex with anyone. If you decide to do so, you should disclose your status to that individual. You are advised to not have sex. You basically have to use protection for the rest of your life. So if you are 18 when you contract it, 17 years old, 30, 40, whatever age group, you are advised not to have unprotected sex ever again. You are advised not to do so. You are also advised to disclose your status to your partner or to the person that you are interested or intended to have sex with. So that would give them the option if they want to take that risk or not. Going around and having unprotected sex with persons, knowing that you are in fact HIV positive, is serious business. Serious business to the point that not everyone is going to walk away knowing that you are the one who gave them the infection, and they just take it and walk away and decide that they're going to be on their medication, and that is it. There are persons who refuse or who cannot cope or deal with the reality of being HIV positive, to the point where they decide to harm themselves, take their own lives, take other people's lives, and also take your life. You, the person who decided to infect them. In the United States, if you are in fact HIV positive and it's known that you are, means that you are aware of your status, which means that you would have done the test and it comes back positive and it is confirmed that you are in fact HIV positive. Once a person has reported that you gave them HIV, you know what happens? You are arrested, you are tried, you are convicted. You will be convicted and you will be sentenced to life. You are getting no less than 35 years in prison. No less than 35 years. You are getting life in prison for willfully infecting someone with HIV. People didn't ask for it. Even you, the very person who is spreading it, because clearly you didn't ask for it also. And one can understand. I spoke on people, how it feels when a person is betrayed. It's similar because you basically put yourself or your health in this person's hand, having unprotected sex with them, and they decided that, listen, they don't care. That's their coping mechanism to infect other people because they want to drag people in their misery or in their unease. So they can say, oh yeah, that person over there is going through what I'm going through, so they understand, or that person, that person. But at the same time, you are the one who put them in that position. They didn't ask for it. There's something called personal responsibility, and I know everybody wants to fit in. You can fit in because if you're taking your medication and it's untraceable based on your test and you are okay, you don't have any lesions, you don't have any symptoms, you are not, you are not sick, you are not going through a whole lot of things, going through depression, and it means that you are okay. You can go out, you can party, you can do whatever it is that you are doing, providing that you stay healthy and you keep on your medication. Why is it that you want to go out there and infect people? Why is it that you want to subject someone to it? We understand what it's like to be sick. I always say COVID, because I speak openly about my situation when I had COVID. I was in the hospital for 5 days. I was bound to a wheelchair for 5 days. I was also menstruating. I went through a whole lot. My pride was gone. Doctors, everybody was in front of me, and here I am bleeding, I'm urinating on myself, I'm doing all of these things, I'm being as candid as possible. This is what I went through when I had COVID. And I said COVID kind of remind me, it gives me an ease to be empathetic towards people who are HIV positive and stuff like that, because, I mean, it's not the same stigma, but then people are running from you because nobody wants to inhale the same air that you have because they know it's infected. And we can understand because nobody wants to be sick. That's a death road. COVID is a death road. It took me to places I didn't want to be. When I realized that I can't walk, I literally could not walk. They were out of bed. I had to sit down in a wheelchair, and I was doing all of these things. I changed myself in front of people. There wasn't any privacy or anything like that. I couldn't even walk to go to the shower. So I know what it's like for a person who is sick or a person with HIV and they're having symptoms. I don't have it, but I know what it's like. And the COVID opened my mind to be a lot more empathetic towards people. There are people who have it and they're going about their daily life. You don't know. You can't look at them and tell their health. They're on their medication. They go out, they party, they have fun, they go out with their friends. Sometimes their friends are aware, sometimes not. They live their life and they are happy. If they are going with someone to have intercourse or whatever the case may be, they use protection. You understand me? And that is great. That is a beautiful thing because life does go on. It's a stigma towards it, which is the problem. However, that doesn't mean that because you can't cope with it, it means that you should infect people. And I think the laws in Jamaica need to be enforced because people always say there are no laws. Yes, there are laws in Jamaica. There are laws in Jamaica that governs people, health. And I'm wondering how the health ministry or an advisor or a PR person hasn't come forward and speak on this, because I've seen videos, I've seen people speaking about it, sending in their testimony to different social media platforms and saying that they have it. I have known a story of a female who was HIV positive and she was living with a man, and when she went back to do a test, she wanted the nurse to write up that she doesn't have it because she didn't want her boyfriend to know. So clearly she's having unprotected sex with this individual. She's infecting the person. And infecting the person, not telling them off time, and you're reinfecting them and stuff like that. You're constantly they're constantly coming back to you and they're infecting. You're sick in the person. You're actually killing the person. That's why it's serious business in the U.S. There are persons in Jamaica also who have killed people for giving them it. Come on. There's something called personal responsibility. Nobody walked around and called because it's man-made. Nobody walk around and call it on themselves or ask for it. I think the stigma is so grave towards it and still there simply because people of sex and people of food. The most. Sex and food. Besides money, people of sex and people of food. So saying that a person have it, oh, you can't have sex, it's penis, is this, is vagina, her vagina is that, and stuff like that. So people start to look, people mind get, small, shallow. So they start to look at things from a weird angle. But you can't have HIV, you can't know that you have it, and you're going around and you're willfully infecting people and don't care. Everybody's not going to walk away. You have family also. People can't reach to you, they will reach to your family. We have to think. We have to think and think carefully before we act. No one is perfect, I always say it. I'm not perfect. But that doesn't mean I can't caution the public. I think the minister, the health minister, or representative, I should say, need to come forward, or someone from the health ministry needs to come forward and caution the public about it. You can't thinking that you, because you went back and do the test and it's saying that it's untraceable, it means that you don't have it. Let the test say that you are HIV negative, and let 4 other tests say that you are actually HIV negative. You don't have it at all. But you can't be having unprotected sex with people simply because it's saying that it's untraceable. It's untraceable because you're on your medication and you're taking supplements and you are taking care of yourself. And that is very good. It means that you can live out your natural days in normalcy. In normalcy. It's a beautiful thing. Keep it that way. Remember that you can also contract other infections, because if you're having unprotected sex, a person can have herpes, gonorrhea, syphilis, and all these kind of things. And you can get infection from it while having HIV. So HIV is not the last stop. You can actually get other STDs, including HIV. Or while having HIV, you can get other STDs. So people need to be careful, and people need to think. People need to protect themselves still. If you're HIV positive, you also need to protect yourself. Because like I said, you can contract other STDs while HIV positive. So people need to stop running with this rhetoric. It's not true. It's false. You can still infect a person. You can still infect a person. And nobody wants it. Nobody wants to be sick. Yes, there are people who live reckless. There are people who live reckless. There are people who are not concerned about their health. There are people who live reckless because they don't get the side effects from whatever it is that they are doing as yet. So they continue to live. You know, we have to find coping mechanism, because I always say anybody still living in 2023 are you know, not really well. And we all have to find coping mechanism. We pick our poison. But at the end of the day, nobody asked to be HIV positive. So we can respect that and we can understand that. However, it gives you no right to use infecting others as a coping mechanism. It gives you no right. And like I said, there are persons out there that are not going to just walk away and accept the fact that you gave it to them and that's it. They are not going to walk away like that. People want their pound of flesh. There are people who want their pound of flesh, and they want it from the place that does the most damage, which means that they will kill you. So that's all I have to say on it. I hope that people take precaution. I hope that people are careful. I hope that those who are HIV positive take their medication. I hope that they continue to stay healthy, continue to protect themselves, and just, you know, rock with it. You know, that's all I have to say on it. I know y'all don't like me, but, you know, you can subscribe. You can give me a little subscribe, you know, a little subscription, a little click. It wouldn't hurt, and stuff like that. I'm trying to get to, you know, 1,000 subscribers. So, yeah. Enjoy your day. God bless you.